Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Bronze Reaper podcast. I have said it right today. Um, hold on one second. Hold on one second. I gotta change my volume. Give me 10 seconds. That's all I need. All right, perfect. Good evening, everybody. Let's try this again. Welcome to the Bronze Reaper podcast. I'm your host, Rosalind Perkins. Today we got a very, very interesting and a theory. It's a theory of mine. My theory. Um, the show topic is, can the Republicans rebrand to keep the foundational Black American vote? The reason why I put that one down is because, put it this way, after what Black Americans went through with the Democrats, I think it's gonna be hard to keep the vote, or it's gonna be hard for people to vote if they're not voting for policies. That's just how I feel and what I believe in. Give me a second. I got to see if we have a subtopic. We have no subtopic today, but we're just gonna jump right into what's going on. If you care how my day was all right. I was kind of preparing for the show. Give me a second. I was kind of preparing for the show, and also I was downloading the Mortal Kombat one because there's a new DLC comes out. So also too, I mean, I'm a gamer, and also I do Pornhub, but I do reactions. I don't do like show my willy and all that other craziness, but I do reactions for that. Also, I will have another show today. It will be a reaction. The reaction has been very good when we done it, so I will keep up doing it, and I will do research on reactions. Um, the reason why I wanted to do this show, and I'm gonna be personally honest, I wanted to do this show because at the end of the day, I was thinking to myself, I was like, yo, after this 4 years go by, can the Republicans keep the black vote? I listened to some Tariq Nasheed, some Afro Elite. I have listened to certain CNN shows and see what they're trying to do and stuff. And it, I'm gonna be personally honest. I don't think the Republicans could keep the black vote. And the reason why I say that is because they're gonna have to give something up. They're gonna have to give Black Americans something, foundational Black Americans something. And if they're willing to do that, I don't think, and I'm gonna be personally honest, I don't think the Democrats is gonna have that vote for a very, very long time. I'm talking about even in the House. It would be a majority House, and I don't know if Republicans are rebranded, but I think they really do need a rebrand. Yeah, that's cool that they have Donald, but I feel like I personally feel that if they play their cards right and they rebrand, Donald Trump will be the most important piece. The reason why I say he'll be the most important piece because at the end of the day, he got the keys to the car right now. I don't think, not even me, because I'm not with no party. If the Republicans really want, I'm gonna be personally honest. If they really, really wanted to fuck up the democracy, where you see how most Democrats had the seats and the chairs and the positions for like over 80, 90 years, I think the Republicans can do that. Me, I have no dog in the fight, but I do cheer for, who are doing things for the black community. I am tribalistic right now. I'm not gonna do, oh yeah, what's best for business and yada yada. No. Everybody has their own agenda. And this is one thing we need to learn from Africans. Africans are very, very tribalistic. They don't give a fuck about their country. They care about their tribe. And their tribe only. I think foundational black Americans need to be the same way. They need to care about foundational black Americans and what they're going to do for their family and their future. All this, oh yeah, let's do what's for good for America and this and that and yada yada yada. Yeah, it sounds good. To me, it sounds lovely. It sounds like a dream come true, but it's not realistic. It's not reality. To me, it's not reality. Everybody's playing their own game except us. We're the only one that's we're playing by the rules. We're the only one that have hope. We had hope with Obama. He didn't do a motherfucking thing for us. We had Biden. He didn't do another motherfucking thing for us, but just made things worse. Trump, we prepared for the worst with him, and we got nothing. So that was better than, having these laws that was fucking hurting us. By God means they were bringing immigrants over into this country that was sexually violating people in their country and coming over here sexually violating people here. Am I saying all immigrants is like that? No, absolutely not. Not all of them are like that, but at the end of the day, you have to be careful. If you have kids, okay, you understand. We can't just be, just freestyle what this country now. And people have to understand America is not a country, it's a corporation. America always has been a corporation. If they want to keep this corporation up, they need to do good by it. All these whack ass trains that they have, all these pollutional things. I'm going to be personally honest. America should be looking like fucking Japan right now. And what I mean by Japan is we have all the upgraded shit. Why are we still driving trains from the 1980s? If this is a fucking corporation, we should be putting money into this fucking country. We should be putting money into the best high-tech shit. Not this Elon Musk bullshit, but the high-tech shit. High-tech trains, high-tech planes. Why is there fucking planes falling from the ground? Why are there fucking spaceships blowing the fuck up into smithereens? And it's because, and I'm gonna be personally honest, and I pissed off. I get pissed off when I say this shit. It's because we take everybody's secondhand shit. You don't think Elon Musk is giving us his secondhand bullshit? Why you think I would never drive that motherfucker's car? I will always drive a Chevy or a fucking Mustang. It's not American. Like, I'll be personally honest. Elon Musk's cars look goofy. Oh, yo, look at this car. Yo, nigga. It looked like a fucking can. It looked like a can of fucking peas, nigga. We supposed to have the best stuff. We're the strongest fucking country in the world. And let's start. I'm gonna talk about my own state today. You know what? I'm gonna put my own state on the hot seat. As a mayor, we have Michelle Wu. And I think the other people who are in the chair is Ayanna Presley and Elizabeth Warren. I'm gonna start with those three women first. Fernandez, she needs to worry about not going to fuck up the prison. She knew what she was fucking doing when she was hiring her family members, stealing money and shit like that. I personally think she was stealing money. I think she needs to be in jail with her husband. And if it's fucked up to say I apologize how it feels, but at the end of the day, you committed a fucking crime. Chuck Turner went to jail for stealing for taking $1,000 to get in somebody their liquor license so they can make money. You was just stealing money for your family, for your own right, or for your own selfish reasons. You know what? Your own selfish rights. Now let's start with Michelle Wu. She is the president. She is the mayor of Boston. Why the fuck Chinatown still looks the fucking same for the past 40 years? No. Why do Chinatown look the same for the past 16 years? Ever since she been in the office. There is no black families, there's no white families, there's no Spanish families, there's no Asian Arabs families. My auntie lives close to Chinatown that she considers Chinatown, but it's technically really not Chinatown. But you go into a so-called black community, anybody can move into a fucking black community. What the fuck is Michelle doing to that city over there? That it hasn't changed in 8 to 16 years. A motherfucker gets stabbed in Back Bay where tourists and people go to shop. And she feels bad for the fucking suspect who was out here stabbing people? What is going on? She's not giving nothing back to Roxbury. She's not getting nothing back to Dorchester. She's not giving nothing back to Mattapan, Roxbury, Rosendale. She's not doing anything for Boston. But I bet you she's doing something from Chinatown. I bet you Chinatown looks nice. It's looking a little decent up there. I bet you they're stealing money in there. I bet you they got brothels out the motherfucker. But we look in Roxbury, integration. Dorchester, integration. Mattapan, integration. Only thing that was never touched was Chinatown. And if she says, oh, there's a little spot right there that cause it's near a fucking hotel, no, that's downtown Boston. What is wrong with that picture? Who is she doing work for? Is she doing work for the community or for her own people? Then you got Ayanna Presley defending her. You're from Hyde Park, I believe, right? You gave us this whole story when your hair fell out. And people voted for you for that shit. Because you gave us a sad fucking story. Other than that, you didn't do shit for Massachusetts. You had Tariq Nasheed, Afro Elite, even myself for 2 years. They've been doing it longer than me, talking about this reparations. We've been asking about tangibles for reparation and restitutions for foundational black Americans, for freedmen lineage. All of a sudden, when you lose, now you get the fucking message. Now you get the fucking message. And I'm gonna tell you two women, y'all are pieces of shit. Y'all no good motherfuckers. And I have to say it. Y'all are some no good motherfuckers that defend y'all. Ayanna Presley, you could be bought to the highest bidder. And I could just see that. What the fuck have you done for the black communities, so-called black communities in Boston that y'all integrated. Don't forget, you're part of that office, so you have to take the blame. I didn't see you fighting for not to integrate that, or at least bring Black Americans back and not send them to Randolph, Brockton, them areas where it's smaller and it's dangerous, and there's no money up there, where people have to travel 2 hours to go to work, 3 hours having to go to work. What the fuck are y'all doing? What the fuck is going on in Massachusetts? I have to talk about Boston. I gotta talk about my state that's being fucking tore the fuck up, and just sending the bourgeois niggas is over there and sending all the people who got a little bit of money. You talking about, oh yeah, Massachusetts is gonna expand. It's gonna be a place where to make money. Where? Where at? You kicking everybody out of Boston. I seen this shit probably 15, 20 years ago. And I already knew this shit was coming. I knew this shit was coming. And you know good motherfuckers, you, Marty Walsh, fucking Michelle Wu, Elizabeth Warner. I could name a few more. Y'all niggas knew that shit. Y'all knew what was going on. And you didn't even warn black Americans. You didn't tell black Americans, oh, y'all should buy some property down there. Y'all need to buy apartments and stuff instead of rent. Y'all need to pay mortgage. Only person who was doing that and was giving us loans and like these little stipends was fucking Thomas Menino before he got the fuck out and died. Nigga, yeah, we can't say thank you because the nigga's taking a fucking dirt nap. Why does this fucking Italian or Irish motherfucker has to tell black people and not the people who was in office telling us? Why the fuck is he telling us? And Ayanna Presley is supposed to be defending black Americans. I'm going to say this. For Presley, Fernandez, Michelle Wu, I don't think y'all niggas is going to be in office next year. I think, I'm going to tell y'all this. Y'all not going to be in office next year. Y'all better hope y'all don't have a community city hall meeting. Especially this crazy ass nigga Sean Nelson. What's his name? Sean Nelson? This nigga running around, a fucking vet running around, putting his hands on niggas and stuff, fighting for his state. And then let me tell you something. I joke around with Sean all the time. Shout out to Sean. If you want to find him on X, it's Sean for Boston. But the nigga out here, putting feet to ground, and I have to give him credit for it. Even he's glazing fucking Donald. He's glazing the shit out of Donald. This is some D1 shit. But he's doing what he has to do for his fucking community. And the nigga lives in fucking Quincy. Why the fuck he wants to get Michelle Wu out of here so bad? Why the fuck he want to get Presley out of here so bad? I had to ask that fucking question. You're a representative of Boston. Then when these niggas ask you a question like, yo, how much money have you been giving the migrants or the immigrants, whatever y'all want to call these niggas? We don't keep track of it. We put everything. Nigga, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? This is this scam and triad shit that niggas was talking about. Them niggas don't believe in bank accounts. Why you think them niggas always want money? They don't want no credit card. They don't want no credit. They want money, my nigga. And I have to be personally honest. They do. Them niggas, you rob them niggas. Them niggas ain't gonna call the police. Because the shit's probably illegal anyways. Because they gonna get audited. The fuck? Give me a second, everyone. I forgot. Oh yeah, before we start, well, before we go even further, even though we're like 20 minutes in there, please like and subscribe and also share. Share this. This is gonna be a good episode. Definitely. Give me a second, everyone. I gotta I gotta share this myself, man. So everybody, let's take like 15 seconds to share this. It will actually work good for the algorithm, but just take 15 seconds. All right, I'm done. But these are questions we need to be asking these motherfuckers and these representatives and all these legislators. Even with Fernandez, I the bitch ain't black. The bitch is Cape Verdean. Half of them Cape Verdeans don't even think that they're black. You have a small percentage that say, "Yo, we're black." I'm gonna be personally honest. They rather say that they're Portuguese before they say that they black and the Portuguese raped, violated them, and enslaved them. Why you think they speak Cape Verdean Creole? So I have to throw that out there. I have to say, like, yo, who are these fucking representatives? Who's representing Boston? The foundational Black Americans in Boston. Who are they? Why hasn't there been any policies passed for us? Why have these immigrants been getting like a whole bunch of money for the past three and a half years? All of a sudden now they want to leave. Then Michelle Wu's talk about, oh yeah, we need to hide them. Motherfucker, like I wish I would hide them in this motherfucking office. Fuck out of here. And you know what? As I was talking about Sean, he's a very interesting person. Sean says she needs to go to jail. Michelle Wu, I'm actually thinking that you really need to go to jail. I personally hope you go to jail. You know, all that crooked shit that you've been doing, all that crooked shit that you've been pushing, and the whole 9 yards. I have a that left a nasty taste in my mouth when you did that shit. I'm surprised that they didn't lock you up in fucking D.C. at Capitol Hill. Is Capitol Hill in D.C.? I think it is. Shout out to Michael Bird. Keeping keeping America safe. Shout out to Michael Bird. Oh shit. That should get me that shit left me a motherfucking tear. Oh shit. Oh my god. Woo. But I do want to say this. This whole situation that's going on in Boston, it's getting crazy. And like I think they need to put up some bonuses like, yo, if you know where somebody at, point them out. Black America, we don't need no alliance for half of these people in Massachusetts. Cause they'll sell us right down the fucking river. Let's be personally honest. They'll sell us right down the river with no problem. And act like they didn't do it. I'm being personally honest. And you know what? And I always tell people all the time, not all of them came over here to commit crimes, but we gotta also be under the standing too. Those people who came over here fucked it up for you. All the criminals fucked it up for you. When they were out here violating people, killing people, kidnapping people, they were fucking it up for the people who were working hard. And we have to say that. I don't know who the fuck Michelle Wu sees that. Yo, I'm going to say this. Black America, I mean, in Boston, we almost changed the name to Mandela Town. I don't know if y'all heard me ever tell the story. It was back in the 80s. I think I was like 1 or 2 years old. We was gonna turn it into Mandela Town because they wasn't trying to give us no type of fucking money. These white politicians, these white liberals, and all these other people, these even the conservatives wasn't trying to give us no money for us to survive in this town of Boston. So we was about to turning it. We was about to turn Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, Rosendale, Brighton, Alston, probably a few more others into Mandela Town. I wouldn't call it Mandela Town, but it would have been an all black town. But the mayor that we had now just said, like, you know what, we're gonna start giving them money. This is how systematic racism work in Boston. When people talk about racism, and y'all might not see it in y'all state, but you will definitely see it in Boston. I have seen it dozens of times in Boston. I have seen it dozens of times at work. And when I worked in Boston. Like, tell me if like there's 3 or 4 black people and they all laughing, you know, we're on a break laughing, having a good time and stuff. We're not too loud. You know there'll be the manager that'll come and pull us apart, talk about, oh yeah, I need your help for something, because he feels uncomfortable with black people hanging out with each other. They have done that in Boston. I got that happened to me when I was at Whole Foods working in Brookline. Then they want to push this LGBTQIA community on me just to get me fired. And like that's why I always tell people all the time, I never have a problem with them. I have a problem with people's agendas. If there's and this is why the Dolce shit, people be like, yo, nah, I can't fuck with it. It's because of the bad people. It's from the bad people. Yo, not even gay people like fucking the LGBTQIA. Every gay person I ran into, I was like, yo, what's good with you? Da, 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 da. Oh, yo, I don't like them transgender. This is what they say. Gay people be like, yo, I don't like them transgenders. They make it hard for us. They don't break boundaries. They just make it hard for us to actually really live and be normal. That's what they say. I'm being personally honest. Even the trans that we used to call them transsexuals. Now they're transgenders. Okay, I'm cool with that. Let's call them transgenders. But this is what the old school transgenders saying. Oh, these motherfuckers these motherfuckers don't know about any type of struggle. They think if a person looks at them wrong, it's homophobic or some shit like that. This is what transgenders are saying, the old school people saying. They saying like, yo, I used to fight. When motherfuckers used to say crazy shit to me and try to touch me, I used to fight. She was like, and I'm saying she, even though she was born a she said she was like, yo, I did not know I was breaking boundaries for this bullshit. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, this white liberal bullshit. She's like, I'm technically a conservative. If I'm good for the job, I understand. You know, or if you don't want me to dress like this at work, I understand. That's why there's a dress code. This is what she used to say to me. And I understand both of the story, both sides, but at the end of the day, it's a company, it's a business. You know, some places, I always tell people all the time, if you don't like the dress code, just find another company to work at. That's why, like with me, I go to wrestling. There might be a chick, I mean, a dude with boobs and stuff like that. You know, it's because at the end of the day, because you could come no matter how you want to come, because it's about wrestling. It's not about how you look or how you. It's just not about that. But when you're in a professional um organization as like a marketing company or an investment, people look at that shit. Cause don't forget, you got other people coming from different countries that don't understand that shit. What happens if you get a Muslim who don't believe in homosexuality and he sees all of this? He's gonna be culture shocked. But in Massachusetts, they push it where they say, "Oh, yo, you know, da 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 da." But Boston is gonna lose a lot of money because of that shit. Because at the end of the day, it's about the customer. It always been about the customer. Let me tell you something. When I worked in an investment company, I seen so many fucking racist people, and I'm talking about super racist people, people who were Haitian that was racist against black people and thought they were just ghetto. I couldn't say, oh well, that's fucked up. You can't say shit like that. I just like, oh okay, that's just how you feel, my nigga. You know, I didn't say my nigga, but I was like, yo, that's just how you feel about the whole shit. What you want me to do? I came here to make fucking money. But I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I tell you that. I ain't gonna be here that long. I got the fuck out of here. Especially when they gave me a raise. They gave me a 6 cent raise and thought, oh, yo, you should be happy. Eat a dick, nigga. I gave him 2 weeks and left the first week, nigga. The fuck? I didn't give him a whole full 2 weeks. I told a few people, I'm not coming back to this motherfucker. After this 6 cents raise shit that they gave me. You know how disrespectful that is to a black man? You gave a motherfucker a 6 cent raise. The other motherfucker gave me a 30 cent raise. Talk about I wasn't doing the good. I had to work on talking to the fucking staff. I don't need to talk to nobody. As long as the customers is good, this is what I'm talking about, systematic racism. Because me and the staff didn't get along. As long as I told him, as long as I did the job and I don't say nothing offensive or crazy, we're good. We're good. Why is that a problem? You know, but like I said, it is what it is. But this is you gotta understand too. Also, this is the culture that the Democrats pushed out. I have to blame the Democrats for this shit. I have to blame the Democrats for this stuff. Instead of making it made it equality as they were pushing, because don't forget, Obama would have never got elected twice without Black Americans. It's just it is what it is. And both two times he didn't do shit for them. You know, and I totally as I said last time, because actually Star Terrain talked about this. I talked about this months ago though. Obama used Michelle. Obama used Michelle. And the reason why, because Obama don't know the culture. Obama's not culturally influenced. Fluent in it. He's not fluent in Black American culture. He might know a few rap songs. He might have a two step, but he don't know the culture. Fucking Bill Clinton played the fucking saxophone. That doesn't mean anything. Like I get offended when people ask Obama about ask black questions about Obama. Obama's Kenyan. I'm being personally honest. He has no Black American culture. He grew up with his mother. His mother was white. His father had mad kids. That was a fucking a politician in Kenya. What type of fucking black culture? This is the shit that the Democrats push on Black Americans. Then they try to push Kamala. Oh yeah, I smoked weed. Like yo, we gotta break this shit down, man. And the thing about it, I'm not choosing sides. I'm telling y'all what the Democrats did wrong. What the Democrats are still doing wrong. What they still doing wrong and what they still are not trying to fix. Like, why aren't you trying to fix the black community? Nobody ain't doing the HR fucking 40. Niggas already did research on it for 20 years. How much more research that you need to fucking do, Presley? Why are you trying to treat us like we're a fucking idiot? You think cuz you said that we're going to say, "You know what? We need to keep her in fucking office." We've been saying this to you, Presley, for almost 3 years. What are the tangibles you're giving black Americans? I had to tell some lady at the train station who was trying to get elected representative. I asked her what she's doing for black Americans. She started talking about people of color. You know what I said? Good luck. I told her good luck. I don't need a pamphlet, but good luck. No, white women can get it too. It was a white woman. She caught it. I didn't ask you people of color. I didn't ask you black immigrants. I said, what are you doing for black America? Black Americans, foundational black Americans, the freemen, people who built this country. Don't forget, America took 90% of freedmen wealth away from them. We could be personally honest about it. They took 90% of the wealth from black Americans. 90% of wealth. Then the white people who don't have wealth, you got $1 million worth of whiteness. It is, put it this way, you call the police will be right there. If I call, they ain't gonna be there for another 10, 15 minutes. I seen a lot of people die that way. And you know what they always say? Oh, the neighborhoods are dangerous. Who you think made the fucking neighborhoods like that? Taking resources out of the neighborhoods, putting it in other places. Of course it's gonna be dangerous. Why wouldn't it be? I always tell people all the time, this is the crazy shit that they talk about, man. This is the Mayor Wu. I think at that Congress meeting, she got exposed. She got exposed so bad where she made Boston look crazy. She made Boston look crazy. And I'm gonna land here with the Boston thing. We're gonna watch one thing. Cause you know what I was offended by? And hold on one second. We're gonna watch this and we're gonna watch this part first and I'm gonna show you where I felt offended at. We're gonna watch this and
thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mayor Wu.
We're gonna watch this part first and I'm gonna show you where I felt offended at. Give me 1 second, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mayor Wu.
I didn't even know I had this on. Give me a second, everyone.
Leave your doors unlocked, please. What are you making for dinner? Because I expect a warm meal and a balanced diet. Now, I'm going to need a car, and please leave me some cash because I'm going to need to go to my doctor's appointment on Friday. That would be to Mr. Mayor Johnson. Now, I don't want to sleep on the couch, so put me up at a luxury hotel. The other Mayor Johnson. Obviously, you wouldn't like this because you don't know me, right? You know nothing about me. You might not like that. Sanctuary cities offer this kind of hope, this false hope to illegal aliens by saying that very thing. Stay with me. We don't tell anybody that you break our laws. Now, thank you You've made the United States complicit and one of the largest purveyors of human trafficking in the world. Thank you. You're disgracing the legal immigration system that came here and the immigrants that came here the right way, through Ellis Island at the time, now through our going through our process. And I want to talk about that process because I've always been told, and it's never been really challenged, is that good process builds good policy, builds good politics. I think that works really, really good because you can always fall back to the process. If the process isn't good, you always get good process. Now you heard the word establishing trust, okay? How can you establish trust at the very beginning when you have a false narrative here? You're defending folks who have broken the law. The definition I've always looked at is trust is a series of promises kept. What kind of trust are you supporting here? What is the trust of an illegal alien? It's a false hope. It's a false trust. Welcome, we're bringing you in. It's disorganized process. Now, let me ask you a question. Mayor Adams, did you support SB 1070?
I'm sorry?
Did you support the Arizona law called SB 1070?
I'm not familiar with it, sir.
Well, let me explain, okay?
Mm-hmm.
SB 1070 challenged the federal government on its supremacy clause because we in Arizona wanted, the government wasn't doing anything, so we thought, we'll do this. We can't allow them to break laws. The Supreme Court ruled that struck it down. Now, it seems contraindicating here that you would have supported SB 1070, right, Mary Adams? Based on the premise that you or would you violate the supremacy clause in regards to immigration?
Would I
violate the supremacy clause?
This is way over my head.
Okay.
I failed law.
That's
you know.
Mr. Mayor Johnson, would you have supported SB 1070, allowing Arizona to follow their own laws? Because that's what you're doing right here.
Thank you, Congressman. We currently follow all federal law, all state law, and all local law. So we do not have any supremacy clause challenges that we're pursuing or maintaining.
Okay. Well, it seems like you are. But Mr. Johnson, do you agree?
The city of Chicago complies with all laws.
Okay. Mayor Wu.
I'm not familiar with that law because I'm focused on the city of Boston, but we follow all state, city, and federal laws in Boston.
What happens when you get in conflict with them? Who do you support?
The Constitution, as I understand it, doesn't require cities or police officers or anyone to follow their laws in conflict, follow federal laws in conflict with local laws or state laws.
Okay, in the Constitution it says, and it's explicit, that the federal government has jurisdiction and supremacy over all immigration laws, right? I mean, I've heard it a number of times from my colleagues over here. We're the ones who can define that. We're the ones that have.
This is what I was saying. Who is she protecting? She's not protecting Boston people. She's not protecting the Boston residents. She's not protecting Boston residents. We're having a hard time over here just surviving, and they're getting like $3,000 to $5,000 a month for food and clothes and all this other crazy bullshit.
We just heard we want a comprehensive immigration policy. How can you get a comprehensive immigration policy when you're defining it from the very get-go? You're building it on false premises and false tenets.
Respectfully, Congressman, you could pass bipartisan legislation, and that would be comprehensive immigration law. The false narrative is that immigrants in general are criminals, or immigrants in general cause all sorts of danger and harm. That is actually what is undermining safety in our communities. If you wanted to make us safe, pass gun reforms. cause all sorts of danger and harm. That is actually what is undermining safety in our communities. If you wanted to make us safe, pass gun reforms. Stop cutting Medicaid. Stop.
Again, you heard it. What she just said, Massachusetts has one of the most strictest gun laws. All jokes aside, has one of the most strictest gun laws where I can't just protect myself. I'm going to say it again, where I can't just protect myself. I have to wait until these motherfuckers put their hands on me. I got to wait till a motherfucker try to kill me, put their hands on me, physically assaults me to protect myself. Now, does that make sense? Passing more gun laws. This is why I tell people all the time, this woman right here, I don't think she's going to make it next term. If she makes it next term, she's praising the devil. I'm going to say that.
Cutting cancer research. Stop cutting funds for veterans. That is what will make our city safe.
Yes, thank you. I yield back.
Chair recognizes.
Let me get you a cold one.
Like, she's looking like a joke out here, man. I'm going to land like this. I hope and pray, especially with Elizabeth Warner. I hope y'all... And Elizabeth Warner gave me my degree. Her or the other Asian lady. But she ain't worth shit. And, like, they've been exposed. They've been exposed of not doing anything for foundational black Americans but everybody else. Niggas is always talking, oh, why you begging? Why you begging? Why you getting free shit and you're not even a fucking citizen? I can't go over to fucking Zimbabwe and become a governor. I can't go to fucking South Africa and say, you know what? I want to be the representative of fucking South Africa. Of South Africa. I can't do that shit. But they come over, they bring their happy ass over here with their tribalistic ways and become presidents. Not presidents, become representatives and chairmen and, yo. I'm going to say this. Even if I did become a citizen in those countries, I still can't become a governor or anything in that country. They're going to have to cut these laws where they're saying that, oh, all these people can become no, they got to cut those laws. Because it's confusing. It's confusing the system. It's confusing the system. Michelle Wu, Alana Presley has more in common with immigrants, that people that don't even speak fucking English, than people in America. I'm going to talk about one more state, and that's New York. Because we already heard about California. Newsom or the other guys trying to take money out of the reparation situation. Take money out of something for reparations. And they fucking up in California. And it's not the people, it's the governor. We already know the Black Caucus ain't worth shit. Let me tell y'all something. Before we even get into the next one, let me tell you how crooked the Black Caucus is. How is everybody who can identify as black can be in the Black Caucus? But African immigrants has their own caucus organization. They started delineating from us, and I got this from Alpha Elite, I think. Shout out to him. The Black Caucus, these African immigrants has their own, they've been delineating from us since the 2013. Probably longer than that. Definitely the 2013 when they had their own caucus. Caucus organization. And if you think I'm lying, I'm about to show y'all something. All these Caribbeans have their own caucus party and everything. What is this? To become a member of the AIC, African Immigrant Caucus. But they can be in the Black Caucus. They could be part of it. This is how crazy this shit is. This is how crazy this shit is. They undermine us so they could get on top. This is why I said, yo, this delineation shit is good. The Black Caucus. How does the Black Caucus, and this is why I always tell people all the time, I think we need to stop playing for this Black Caucus bullshit, and because the motherfuckers is undermining us, the motherfuckers is manipulating the system, the motherfuckers is doing it for their own agenda. I'm being personally honest. This is why everybody was like, yo, nope, we're not doing it. We're not doing this no more. You know? So how the fuck can they go into our how can they come into our shit and say, oh yo, we black, we all black, but they got their own shit on the other side? I think we need to start our own a different Black Caucus, a foundational Black American caucus movement. I'm being personally honest. Like I said, this is why I'm going hard for this shit now. Now look at this. Let's read this, everyone. African Immigrant Caucus. Who are we? The Metro DC African Immigrant Caucus includes representatives from many African countries, giving us a unique opportunity to lead the way for African immigrants across the country. Look at this shit. Look at that shit. That's the Democrat. That's the Democrat Party. This is what we've been electing for the past 80 years. That's what we've been. And hold up. We ain't even done yet. I just popped up on some other shit too. Look at this. What do we see here? The Caribbean Community Caucus. What is this? Everybody has their own caucus movement, except black people don't have their own. Black people always have to share some shit. Black people always have to share some shit. I'm being personally honest. This is the shit that we're talking about. This is why I always tell people delineation is very important. This is very important. Everybody has their own stuff, but when it comes to us, we can't do it. We can't do it. We can't do it. That's all they always say. We can't do it. I'm being personally honest. It's very insulting. Very insulting. I'm going to say this. Hold on one second. Now, let's talk about this. Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed been warning us shit for years. Everybody always calls us divisive. Everybody always called us divisive. Hold on, give me a second anyway. Let me see if you see any crazy shit. Yeah, they've been calling us divisive for years and xenophobic and Afrophobic. Like, the proof is right here. The proof is right here. Black Americans has done nothing wrong to anyone. But you have the audacity to point your finger and say Black Americans did it. It was Black Americans' problem. It was Black Americans acting like this. I'm gonna say this. You know what? I think I wanna. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna do another 10, 15 minutes. All these Africans and Caribbeans are mad at Tariq Nasheed. I personally don't think they have a reason to be mad at him. And the reason why I don't think they should be mad at him, because at the end of the day, Tariq Nasheed didn't lie. All y'all foreigners have these names for Black Americans. Not everybody else, not the race, but Black Americans. You think of us as the lowest of the low. But you walk and talk and try to dress like us. Make that make sense. So why Black Americans should trust any of y'all? And I think, you know what? I think this is, I said this years ago. When Donald Trump became president, I said, we got to look at this as a, eye opener. You know, how the Democrats been fucking up. What they do wrong. Why they always giving us these low-key racist motherfuckers? Obama really never wanted to be black. That's why he turned his name to fucking Barry. Like, let's be personally honest. And I do believe the Kamala thing. I believe it. Bitch, you put enough people in jail. You sent a lot of people. You really had a lot of people on trial. The fuck? You the worst of the worst. I know why you quiet. You have been exposed. And like, let me tell you something. She's not going to get that governor seat. I personally don't think she's going to get that governor seat. And the reason why, her history came out. Her history came out and it's not looking good for nobody. She didn't say anything that what she did wrong. She always talked, oh, well, Donald Trump did this. No, nigga, we ain't asking about Donald Trump. We asking about what the fuck you doing. What the fuck are you doing for Black Americans? Why the fuck are you talking about everybody else except Black Americans, but you want us to vote for you? I know you got these little fucking low-key fucking secret agents like Mark Lamont Hill and fucking Joy Reid and shit. Them niggas ain't even tapped into the fucking culture. Mark Lamont Hill is not tapped in anymore. He's so much glazing fucking Palestine, he forgot about Black America. He thought it was just easy like that. Like, oh, yo, them niggas is gonna vote Democrat anyways. They're good. Then when niggas was like, nah, we ain't voting. Niggas is like, you ain't not voting. What? You're not voting? Oh! Your ancestors died for... Nigga, what you know about ancestors? Your ancestors is fucking Caribbean, my nigga. The fuck? The only nigga, Caribbean nigga that kind of kept it truthful And I have to say with Stephen A. Candace Owen, she was just glazing. She's glazing the shit out of that white man's dick. I'm gonna be personally honest. She was glazing the shit out that motherfucker. You know, so do I feel bad for her? Fuck no. She brought all. Let me tell you something. Those people brought all of that shit on themselves. Give me a second, everyone. Oh shit, oh good. Yeah, they brought all that shit on themselves. Ain't nobody do that shit to them. You know, it's just like, yo, we kept on asking, what are you doing for the black community? What are you doing for the black? We've been asking this shit for 15, 20 years. It just took some of us to say, you know what, I ain't voting for this bitch anymore. And it started off, let me tell you when it really started off. Obama. I tell people all the time, Obama didn't do shit for black Americans. I think Obama's full of shit. I've been saying Obama was full of shit before he was even in office. Obama is full of shit. What you want me to say? But, you know, I'm going to make this clear. Republicans, the conservative Republicans ain't worth a pot to piss in either. So, I'm going to be personally honest. I'm just not going to choose because they both. I'm not going to pick the lesser two evils. And let me tell you who warned us about. Actually, I'm going to fuck y'all brained up even more. You know who warned us? The high yellow little waffle looking nigga. Colin Kaepernick. So all these white people who was like, oh, yo, that nigga didn't stand, that nigga didn't do this and that. All y'all white people who was talking about Colin Kaepernick, y'all need, the Republicans need to thank Colin Kaepernick for stirring up this bullshit. I think we really need to thank Colin Kaepernick for stirring up this bullshit. All this shit started because he didn't want to stand for the national anthem. He was exercising his rights. He was exercising his rights. And y'all niggas got mad at him because of that. The Democrats, the Republicans, y'all was so mad that y'all blackballed the nigga. Hold on one second. Let's be personally honest. Y'all blackballed him. Y'all conservatives blackballed him. And he did more for y'all than y'all niggas did for him. I'm being personally honest. He did more for Americans than the liberals did. He stirred up and having niggas talk. I understand why he did what he did. Black people wasn't scared. It was like, yo, nigga, we ain't voting for nobody. Fuck that. But you guess who was riding in the streets when he was the president, when he became the president the first time? White liberals. It wasn't black Americans. You might have a few fucking pepper in it, but it wasn't a lot of black people rioting. It just, why the fuck we need a riot for another white person? They're not our fucking savior. I'm being personally honest. They're not our savior. We don't give a fuck. I'm just being personally honest. It doesn't make sense to riot for fucking Hillary, and she used to call us super predators. Just think about it. Just think if she was a president, we would have been fucked 3 times more. We would have been super fucked. We would have been super fucked. You know? But you know what? I'm going to land right here. I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is going to be very long. I think Republicans Party should rebrand for Black America. They already got the votes for white people. White people are always going to vote Republican. Most people, trailer trash niggas, niggas who ain't got, niggas who's fucking their cousins, white people who got a little bit of money. White people is always looking for a white savior. I'm just gonna be personally honest. You might have a little bit of liberals, but the reason why the liberals were always winning because they had the black vote. Black vote, it was like what, 15, 20% or some shit like that. I think it was like 33%. I think it's 33% of black voters. I mean 33% into the voting log thing. I don't think it's like 10, 11, or 14%. I think it's like 30. That's why Democrats been winning. You know? But I'm gonna say this. Republican has a chance, and I know I've been shitting on Democrats all day, but Republicans have a chance to take the seat for the next probably 7, 8 terms. So that's like 20 something years. They have the seat. The only thing they have to do is they got to control the black vote. If they can, they'll be good for a good 7, 8 terms, like I said. So it's like 20 years. Who's it? 2 terms is 8 years. 2, 4, 6, 8, 16. Yeah, I give them a minimum of 20 years, 20, 25 years, that the Republicans could have that seat. If the Republican has that seat, what do you think is going to happen to the representatives, the governors, the mayors and stuff? What do you think is going to happen? The Republicans is going to take that seat over. If they're going to rebrand, I think they need to talk to the black community and give them at least something. First, I think they need to they need to give them reparations. They need to give us reparations. And if the Republicans do it, it's fucking a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. There's not going to be nothing that a Democrat can say or do to help their self out. It's just the shit doesn't make no fucking sense. The shit doesn't make no fucking sense because the reason why I say it doesn't make no sense is because the person that they have as the president is the perfect piece. He could change the way how a president should run the country. He could really change that, and also he can also he can do something revolutionary that hasn't been done that has never been done. And that is to give reparations to black Americans. If this y'all gotta understand, the Democrats has to be scared right now. They should be scared. They should be so fucking scared that they was like, yo. That's why Ayanna Pressley made that comment about HR 40. The shit that was happening in the 80s. They wasn't gonna give it to us. They did all that research just to waste fucking money. I'm gonna be personally honest. They did all this research for shit just to forget about it. I'm being personally honest. And you know what? Let's watch it. Give me a second. We're gonna watch some of it, all right?
All right, good afternoon, and thank you everyone for braving the inclement weather as we gather to take an essential step forward in the long and ongoing fight for justice, accountability, and healing for Black America. Today, I'm deeply honored to reintroduce H.R. 40, historic legislation to establish a federal commission to examine the lasting legacy of slavery, to develop reparations proposals for descendants of enslaved Africans. It is an honor to inherit the privilege of carrying this bill forward. Amen. From Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. In my last correspondence with her, she said, keep working on our priorities and never give up. She was the previous House sponsor of H.R. 40 and a true giant in the movement for reparative justice. We are grateful for her leadership. We are grateful for her example and her voice. May she rest in peace and power. And we are grateful to be joined here today by her daughter, former Congresswoman Erica Lee Carter, who today, when I thanked her for braving the elements to journey here, said true justice is never convenient. I want to acknowledge some of our partners in good trouble in this fight. Senator Cory Booker, our co-lead in the Senate, Chairwoman Yvette Clarke of the Congressional Black Caucus, Congresswoman Bonnie.
Told you. Give me a second, everybody. Let me see who's this Yvette Clarke lady. Give me a second. Hold on. Nope, she's an immigrant. Yvette Clarke is an immigrant. This is what I'm talking about. These are the people that look at Yvette Clarke. I just looked her up. Clarke was born in Flatbush, Brooklyn on November 21st, 1964 to Leslie Clarke and former Councilwoman Una Clarke, both immigrants from Jamaica. When we do these things, this is where I think people need to get this shit fixed. It should be a foundational Black Americans fixing this, because at the end of the day, if these people know that they're not getting it, they're going to be like, nah, why the fuck we need to give them reparations? This shit was like blah, 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 blah. But this is a debt that is owed. And the thing about it's not even that she's Jamaican. It's just like this. She's not qualified to be doing this shit. Yvette, I'm just being personally honest. She's not qualified.
Watson Coleman, Congresswoman Latifah Simon, Congresswoman Summer Lee, and the more than 70 members of Congress who have signed on to co-sponsor the legislation that was first introduced And I want to make this point because it is Black History Month. And while there are those that are working actively, either to erase our history or to whitewash it, that I'm here in this moment to pick up the mantle of this historic legislation that has been championed by John Conyers, Congressman John Conyers, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. That was introduced more than 30 years ago when Congressman John Conyers was a co-founder of the Congressional Black Caucus.
This is why you see how I just pulled up this is why I pulled up the Black Caucus and the Caribbean Caucus, because at the end of the day, Black Americans don't have shit. This is why I always tell people all the time, Black people can't be racist because we don't have shit to control. We don't have nothing to control. Everybody's always undermining us. Everybody's always in Black Americans' business. This is the bullshit that I'm talking about. Why are you talking amongst Black Americans and you're not a foundational Black American? That's like you having $100 and like, yo, that nigga don't need that $100. I think we need to take that $100 from him. It's like, nigga, it ain't your fucking money. Why the fuck do you care? That's like me going down to Jamaica and saying like, yo, you know what? I'm about to be the governor and stuff like that. I'm going to tell y'all what y'all do with y'all resources. Because what y'all doing with y'all resources, y'all be like, yo, get the fuck out of here, blood clot and all this other shit. You know, they be, oh, blood clot, get the fuck out of here. You think you're a tough guy? Yo, you think you a rude boy? They be on some shit like that. Go back up to New York. They be on some shit like that, my nigga. It's just like, yo, this shit got nothing to do with these people, man. Yvette Clark. Like, yo, like I wasn't going to look that shit up. I have to look that shit up. I have to look this shit up. I'm a podcaster. Like I had to tell the Nigerian dude at my job. I was like, my nigga, why are you talking about Black Americans? I was like, yo, you should be learning how to fucking build toilets in your country instead of defecating outside. Instead of pooping outside, my nigga. It's like, yo, oh, we don't poop out. We got toilet, nigga. Y'all got like probably like 200 toilets in y'all whole country, my nigga. Like, y'all niggas still got toilets like that, my nigga. Y'all niggas be washing y'all coochie outside in the river, nigga. Yo, I was just joking, everyone. So don't take that shit. Yo, I was joking with the Nigerians.
We're at a critical inflection point in America, and the moment cannot be more urgent. With Black history under attack and white supremacy emboldened, there is no better time to introduce this bill than during Black History Month, a time when we reflect on our history, our struggle, and our collective power. And
she's taking Tariq Nasheed's talking points. Tariq Nasheed, this is why I tagged you into this shit, because at the end of the day, you already talked about this, but she's taking your talking points, my man. Big dog, she's taking your talking points, and it's crazy. This is crazy.
I'll say, it is also not only about Black history, but it is about Black futures. More than 4 centuries ago, Africans were kidnapped, trafficked, and enslaved, forced to build this country under horrific brutality, an economy which we still benefit from today. Rice, sugar, tobacco, cotton. And even after the Civil War, emancipation, and the 13th Amendment, the legacy of slavery endured in other forms, codified in law to deny Black Americans freedom, opportunity, and dignity. And that's what brings us here today. This brutality, these injustices, these horrors were not things just happened within the culture by osmosis. They were legislated. Today, with Donald Trump and Republicans waging their coordinated and at times unlawful assault on Black folks and Black history, we will not allow that history to be erased. We will not allow it to be whitewashed. H.R. 40 is a powerful reminder of the work that remains and offers us a pathway toward truth, reconciliation, and accountability. To be clear, this bill is not a symbolic gesture, but rather a meaningful step toward repairing the deep structural injustices that continue to harm Black communities today. The racial wealth gap in America is not an accident. In Boston, my home city, the Federal Reserve counts Black wealth at just $8, compared to the wealth of white households at $247,500. Nationwide, the racial wealth gap is over 10 trillion. That's trillion with a T. This shameful reality is the direct result of generations of precise, intentional.
Yo, this bitch is trying to penny pinch us. I'm gonna be personally honest because it's more than 10 trillion. If they're gonna start off, they gotta start off with 15 trillion. 15 to 20 trillion. She's penny pinching us. You gotta watch it. I don't know, man. I don't think she's a foundational Black American.
Policy harm codified into our laws and budgets. And it is specifically the result of slavery and the anti-Black society that followed. From Jim Crow to redlining to mass incarceration, our government, through policies and budgets, has perpetuated and entrenched these harms for generations. The disparities that we see in health outcomes, housing, education, wealth, and more are by design. Today, our government has a moral and legal obligation to right those wrongs, and reparations are a necessary step towards achieving justice. Now, here's what the bill would do. H.R. 40 creates a federal commission, an expert body charged with investigating the enduring impacts of slavery and its aftermath, and developing concrete proposals for reparations.
We already did that. We've been doing this shit for 30 years. Why are we doing the same thing? This is the shit I'm talking about, you know? This is why you don't have motherfuckers who are not foundational Americans in foundational American business. This is what I've been telling people for years. That's why I always tell people, yeah, I'm pro-Black, but at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. I understand if it's a different culture, only thing I could do is I'm behind you 100%, my nigga. This girl's trying to pity pinch us.
Reparations. This is a pragmatic policy that is fundamentally about repairing harm and building a more just America. Whether you are in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Trenton, New Jersey, or Mattapan in the Massachusetts 7th Congressional District, this is about ensuring that every person has a fair chance at the American dream. Now, I know some like to think that Rosa sat, Martin marched, and John crossed a bridge, and we were free. But we are still very much in the civil rights movement. Every day, the progress that we have fought for, the gains that have been made, are under assault and being rolled back. Donald Trump and his co-president Elon Musk and their enablers in Congress and the courts are working overtime to strip away our rights, from gutting affirmative action, dismantling voting rights, to attacking diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives that benefit Black folks and everyone who calls this country home. I think it's really important in these times that we call a thing a thing. We're in a moment of anti-Blackness on steroids, and we refuse to be silent.
She's using her scare tactics again. We always got to watch out for that, especially with Democrats. It's always scare tactics. First time it was Project 2025. Been almost 3 months now. Where the fuck is this 2025 thing? What the fuck is 2025?
We will not back down in our pursuit of racial justice. And while we do the work of resistance and blunting the many harms of this hostile, anti-Black administration, it's imperative that we continue advancing an affirmative agenda for Black America and building momentum toward this critical priority. So today we have a choice. We can continue to uphold an unjust status quo, or we can work actively to disrupt it. We can allow our history to be erased, or we can actively engage in truth-telling. We can and we must confront our past and take meaningful steps to repair the harm that has been done. H.R. 40 is an opportunity to do exactly that. And now, I'd like to introduce Congresswoman Erica Lee Carter.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I am.
So I'm gonna land right here. I'm gonna finish my landing. This is the shit that I've been telling y'all about. She's trying to scare everybody. Oh, 22. Basically, oh, they're gonna take affirmative action. I'm gonna be personally honest. Affirmative action, niggas was still having jobs out here. Niggas was still out here having jobs. You know, it wasn't like. And let me tell you something. It was still hard when affirmative action was still out here. Niggas still wasn't getting jobs. So why the fuck we need affirmative action now? Take all that shit out then. Take the DEI out because it wasn't for black Americans. It wasn't for the foundational black Americans, the motherfuckers that built this country by themselves, then got 90% of their wealth taken from them. Then you got other motherfuckers that come to this country and gather all the wealth that we created after they undermined us. Then y'all come bring y'all dirty, smelling asses and musty asses and say, "Oh, why y'all niggas can't do it? Y'all built the country. Why didn't y'all can't do it?" Like I said, y'all niggas need to be scared right now. Y'all Democrats right now, this bullshit that they just put out, this HR 40, y'all niggas need to be scared. Y'all niggas be scared. Let me tell you why. Because if the Republicans do it and Donald Trump had a hand in it, all y'all niggas, all y'all Democrats, political people, y'all niggas gonna be on a chitlin circuit. And I'm talking about CNN too, MSNBC, all y'all niggas is gonna be on that chitlin circuit. Because first of all, y'all ain't gonna get no views, nobody's not gonna vote for y'all. Y'all gonna have a very, very hard time of being elected. I'm just gonna be personally honest. You're gonna have a very, very hard time being elected. And it's not even hate, it's just the truth. You know? This motherfucker's doing shit for America. Like he's kinda am doing shit for America. Then he kinda isn't. But we didn't expect anything out of him. We already expected what we expected out of Kamala, and that's giving money to fucking foreigners. In Ukraine, in Israel, you know, so that shit ended. So, like my nigga, like I said, it is what it is. But I'll see you later on for a reaction video that I'm gonna do later on. I gotta find one. I gotta go pick up my daughter soon, so I'm gonna go take a shower, everyone. But y'all take care. I hope y'all enjoyed, and see you later on today or tomorrow morning.